Hey everybody, Rob Logan here for the Geek Generation, and today we are looking at Seasons After Fall. This is from developers Swing Swing Submarine and publisher Focus Home Interactive. In Seasons After Fall, you are a wild fox embarked upon a perilous adventure with mystical powers that allow you to manipulate the life of the forest through dynamically changing the seasons. Powers that open new pathways and opportunities throughout the game world depending on the chosen season. When I first saw the trailers for this game, I was very excited to play it. The artwork is beautiful. The soundtrack is also wonderful. I have been playing for roughly an hour so far to get a hold of the gameplay mechanics, and I'll show some of those off to you as we jump into the game right now. So like I said, we are controlling a mystical fox right now. I'm heading back into another gameplay area, apparently, and I can show you a little bit of the puzzle-solving mechanic that was presented to me just a moment ago. Now, we had these fireflies running around, and we needed to use them to open a couple of gates as we were moving forward. So here are fireflies that we had to collect and link together, and there are some stones right here that we could use to open those gates. So let's say I wanted to open that one. There's a pattern right on that showing the configuration that I need to match with these fireflies. One of the things I can do as the fox is I can bark, and that is a very adorable bark. So I'm going to jump and bark here, which will be my way to interact with that stone and encourage one of the fireflies to go in there. And as I complete all three, you will see that the gate should open. And there it goes. The only problem with this puzzle is that as the gate opens there, it also then closes the gate over here, which is what I need to move forward. So now we will do the same thing and just activate the fireflies in the order that they need to be to open that gate as well. So as you can hear already, the sound design is quite good. The sound effects are all very pleasing to hear, whether it be the activation of the stones, the little bark of the fox, or even just the fox running around and rustling in the ground. The animation's also very beautiful. And there were parts of the game that when we zoomed in on the fox, actually showed that the fox has like a brush painted texture on him, as do a lot of the other characters within the game. And that's a really cool aesthetic to see. It almost looks like we're running around in a painting. So one of the other game mechanics is the ability to change seasons. Right now, I can alter between fall and winter to do certain things. You can see as I got close to that water, that is an element that can be affected by the season. I'm gonna jump down. And if I wanted to freeze this water to use it as a platform, I can simply hold the shoulder button, switch from fall to winter, and there we go. Not only does the water below me freeze to create a place where I can walk on. Normally I wouldn't be able to jump out of that if I was trying to swim, but now I can also use these little fountains to create platforms as I go along. Here's another one. I'm going to need to change the season to have this mushroom kind of bloom in a way. As we switch back to fall, that will now open up. You also see that as I'm doing that, there's like a little spirit orb thing that flies out from me. And that's a nice way of kind of indicating to me what I can actually affect with the season changes. Back to winter. Now here, this is one of the kind of issues that I've had so far, is that the seasonal changes don't take effect right away. I actually have to get close enough to something for that orb to pop out and form the platform. That wasn't so much of an issue here because we had ground that we could land on and jump right back up. But when you have multiple platforms, sometimes that can become a problem if you're not close enough to something for it to change yet. You need to make sure that it does before you try making that jump over to the next area. Now, if this was thawed out, I would be swinging around the water right now. But since it is winter, we can actually run right on top of the water here. Little scurry up there, that's also cute.
Back then. But they're extremely rare today, and I think I know who's responsible.
So one of the things we're doing as we move through is we've had to encounter a couple guardians, which have given us the powers of fall and winter, and I imagine we're going to meet a few more as we continue forward. Now, I haven't seen this kind of mushroom before, but I imagine as I switch back to fall, we'll get a bit of a change out of it. Or not. Perhaps it's just going to stay as is. It looked important. We got a waterfall going back there. Very nice. That is a kind of snake-like looking fish. But I imagine it's also one of the other guardians. And seems to be giving me the next seasonal power. Now, I've come across these pretty quickly. And with each one, you need to kind of experiment with it to see what it's going to do to different objects. And we can't use it from the shoulder button just yet to activate... Oh, see, I jumped in the water here, so now I'm swimming. To activate this one, we actually need to bark a couple of times. And that should allow us to activate the season. Right now, I still only have the 2 that are infused in me. So I've activated that one now. And I don't see a big change happening. I know it wants me to go up there, but I can't quite figure out what we need to do to get up there. I also don't know which season it's actually for. We'll switch back to winter for a moment here. I can run along the ice right now. That does not allow me to get up higher there. So maybe we need to use our new seasonal power on this thing, because I thought this was something different that I hadn't seen yet. There we go. Looks like those need to be barked at. Which activates this, and oh, look at that. Increases the height of the water. So now as I switch back to winter, I should have a much higher platform to run along. Allowing us to get up here now. Scurry, scurry. The fox is just adorable. Like, the whole time. I could watch it just run around kind of forever. So you see there, the mushroom didn't close up right away. It had to wait for that kind of spirit ball to get over there. And it looks like we're going to have another situation here where we need to raise the water level up quite a bit more. Now I wonder if this will actually increase the height. Yes, it does. When I first saw that, it was a much higher platform. So now we know that season will extend the water fountain height. We are back in the pit. Moving onward. As I ran through here earlier, I did notice there were several areas that I could not get through. And it looks like we have this puzzle again to handle. I imagine those will now be open to us because of the new season that we've unlocked. Here comes our gate again. If I had known we were just going to come back through here, I would have waited to show you guys that mechanic, but... Alright. We have another water increasing mushroom, it looks like. But I cannot get up there yet, because we need the mushrooms to be open in fall. Here we go. And that is not a special mushroom. It was not oozing water. We actually grew that, I believe, earlier. Oozing water. That was an odd choice of words. It is cool to see the color scheme change and kind of the whole environment make a shift. As I get each of these seasons, it tends to unlock something like a carving or a drawing inside of one of these trees. But then we have to make our way back to another area that then allows this seasonal power to infuse with my fox so that I can then activate it from the shoulder button.
It was almost too easy. The Guardian of Spring can't have put up much resistance. You should have seen it before. Always ready to play and frolic among the waterfalls. We used to get along really well. But it's grown listless over the years, like the other Guardians. Very sad, but that's how it is. As powerful as they are, the Guardians have their weaknesses too.
So these are pretty low fountains. Let's use our new season power to get those even higher. And then switch back to winter so that we have solid platforms to jump on. Now, I jumped a little early, and I almost didn't make that. Because, again, you kind of need to wait for the seasonal powers to actually take effect here. This, I think we're going to have to do the same thing. Back to winter. And up we go. A lot of scurrying right on the edges here. I'm trying not to just run through. I have a habit in a lot of games of just trying to go through as fast as possible. But this is not that kind of game. We need to constantly stop and let the seasons take effect before we continue onward. Now, it's not a complaint at all. It's just different from my normal play style, and I've had to adapt to that. So here we've got a little guy that I know we can get out of here. I just need to remember how. We might need him to explode something later on. Aha, there it is. So right there, those platforms up top, I know that little guy, that little bug, is something we're going to need to get up there. However, I don't know how we're going to get him over the ledge here. Let's see. First, we'll try using it as a platform to go up here. Perhaps there will be another bug or something, but it doesn't look like it. Let me try just doing the double bark. Back to winter. And again, I did it. I did it again. My habit is just to go right ahead. But I gotta learn to slow down. Fortunately, the season changes happen pretty quickly. So it's not a lot of waiting in between if you screw up like that. And I screw up a lot. And look at that. I screwed up again. Wrong season. But fortunately, I didn't drop all the way down this time. There we go. Careful jump, and then all the way across. This fox has some ups, so not a problem. Back to fall for our mushrooms. And right now, we've got kind of nothing. And I think it's because we need this to grow out a mushroom to get all the way up there. Oh, here's our bug. I don't know where you came from, bug. But I know I need you to do your thing. Right in there. Oh, alright. The bug was probably on the underside of one of the mushrooms. Yep, I can see this little pod there. I didn't even notice knocking it down, but as I jump here, fox is going to grab on. We're just going to grow right up. We got another bug thing that needs to be activated over there. And I need to find where that's going to come from. In order to get across this, we're going to need some winter. The nice thing, too, about the seasonal changes lifting you up in the sky is it prevents you from just being in the water when it freezes. So you don't really get trapped in there or anything, and that's kind of nice. Here's our next pod, but I'm going to need to switch back real quick to winter, because if I did not, that guy would have gone in the water and just drowned right away. One thing I have not noticed, and again, I've been playing this game for maybe an hour, hour and a half now. I have not noticed any combat whatsoever. This is much more of a platformer / puzzle solver. There could certainly be combat elements coming up as we move forward. I simply just have not run into them yet. This is the first time I've seen a double growing mushroom. And look at that lighting. Just kind of being cast into the open light there. Very nice to see. The art direction in this game is simply wonderful. And we have another one of these again, which uses our new season. I don't know if I should go to it right away or if I should maybe explore a little more forward. We do have solid water right here, but it seems that I can't get up there, so I don't have much of a choice. We're going to have to use our new season. Embark to activate. And bring all that water upward. Now, generally with all of these seeds, as they've been called throughout the game, or fragments, we need to head back to a certain area where it will then fuse it with our fox. So it will add it to our right shoulder button quick season selects instead of doing the double bark thing. I don't mind the double bark, but it is a lot easier to have kind of the quick access to them.
Only kidding.
Now, I don't know who that person is that's talking to us, but she has been addressing the seed that's actually possessing the fox right now. We're controlling the fox. We are not technically the fox. We are, I guess, technically a seed that has possessed it. That's why the fox has these kind of aqua, teal, glowing eyes. All right, so we've completed that pathway, that area, and when that tends to happen, it gets closed off to us. Now we need to head back to this central location where the fusion with the new season should happen. A little rustling of his paws. And here we are. Little Super Saiyan Fox upgrade action right now. So first they pull the seed out of it. They do their little DBZ fusion dance. I know, 2 DBZ references right in a row. And then we are upgraded.
Why does it always rain in spring? And why do we always complain when it rains? Luckily, we only have to find one more fragment. A few drops of rain aren't going to stop us from finishing what we started. Now you can manipulate 3 seasons. You should have no problem finding the last guardian. No, I can't believe it. What's the matter with him now? You think I'm frightening him? Don't worry, my noisy little fox. You'll soon be back where you came from.
And you can see the artwork on the fox there a little better. So now, controlling the seed, we're just going to head back to our fox, repossess him. But look at the brush strokes on him. So nice. And here we go.
The Guardian of Summer is hiding at the top of the mountain. Take the path up through the pines and try not to break a leg. I mean, paw. Be brave, little seed. You're nearly there. So
that should be enough to give everybody the feel of the game. I highly recommend it so far. It's a lot of fun to play. I do hope that there is some sort of combat moving forward. I imagine as we get all 4 seasons, we will have the option to get into all these new areas that we couldn't before, and that'll open up completely new parts of the game. But yeah, Seasons After Fall. Really enjoying it so far. It's available right now on Steam if you would like to go out and get yourself a copy. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. You can watch me play games live at twitch.tv/thegeekgeneration, and you can check out everything else I do over at thegeekgeneration.com. Those links and more are clickable just below this video. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.